Good afternoon, Abbotsford residents. I'm Mr. Pelican, running for Commander-in-Chief of Abbotsford. And the first thing we're going to do as a community is remove the Abbotsford police. They're out of here. And we're going to bring the best in for Abbotsford's safety, for your families, and for the law, the RCMP. We're going to push like there's no other push after what took place on my residents, especially on the South Asians, the attack on Councillor Mogel. I want to explain something to you. When Henry used the task force to block Mogel so he could win, to get the city for all the real estate land, Abbotsford South Asians said to me, and you can check this at the Mission RCMP, in fact, that, Mr. Pelican, nobody believes us because we're brown, but they'll believe you because you're white. Can you take that in your stomach? Can you swallow that down? An elite establishment ring rose to power like Adolf Hitler, and the Abbotsford police became the SS. No more oversight, no more nothing. Anybody complained was going to get threatened, kicked, beat down, and framed. It was going good till Darren Braun ran his mouth off. Of years of experience working with developers, I made it clear, from Peter Wall, Intertech, Cressy, Mondial, Stuart Olson, Vantana, Boza Construction, and the best, Mike Dakota. I could see it coming right away. You would figure all them years, you work and you go, I'm not making much money, these guys are cheap. In fact, let me tell you, these guys give me experience like no other, cheap or not, and showed what's right and what's not right, and what you need to do and not to do under the law, and how you can lose your shit. When Henry Braun took the city, he took the city to own millions of dollars in real estate. He was using the Abbotsford police to scare the community, and in fact, you could check this. Remember old Bob Rich, fentanyl, 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 and gangs, and homeless, and fentanyl, and fentanyl. He was like Ritchie Brothers auction. You ever go there? Fentanyl, fentanyl, who about fentanyl? Who's going to give me 5 on fentanyl, and 10 on fentanyl, and 15 on fentanyl? And then Mike Sear came along. Fentanyl, 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 hospital had an overdose, and there's 20 on the fentanyl, and 30 on the fentanyl. Oh, and then he came again. Homeless, 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 homeless. He was building and deflecting what they were doing behind. Put something there, pull a fire alarm, and then rob the safe. Like J.R. Ewing of Dallas, let me explain it. Pump, pump from oil, we're broke, pump, pump, pump. Bobby kept coming in, J.R. we're dry, J.R. we're dry. J.R. came up with a plan. Go get 20 barrels of oil, dump it in the hole, and then call the press, and we hit oil, we hit oil. Now sell it for millions of dollars. And that's what you were doing, and then she would drain empty and you walk away from the oil gusher. When Henry was using the Abbotsford police to threaten Keelan Olenoff and all this, Abbotsford residents had no choice. Thanks to the mission men and women in the Mission RCMP, Abbotsford stands now on the world stage as me as Commander-in-Chief to show what these men did under uniform. You talk about narcissism, you talk about this. In fact, these men weren't protecting the community was being threatened by them. Shithole garbage men that wore a uniform for press releases, sympathy, and pity. And all of us police departments supposed to work together. Can you come in and work? When a guy dies on a construction site, Ledcor don't phone Stuart Olson. Stuart Olson don't phone Montana. Montana doesn't phone DGS Construction. DGS doesn't phone Polygon. You got to take it on your, Langley, we're all supposed to work together, we're being attacked. Langley RCMP got to start looking at, when your men are being targeted and laying dead on our streets, did you frame somebody else, and somebody else didn't have the block, Mr. Pelican was blocked, and used muscle, and went right to your cop, and cleaned his ass out because of Henry Braun was using it. This was off the rails. This was no police department. It was losers on losers that could stand by and tell you that they got kids. This garbage has got kids, and allow this brutality on families. When Henry knew he couldn't get Bruce, he couldn't get these people, he built the establishment. You could see Vicky Hopes knew that Henry's son was in front of him. She failed to write any article because Henry said, I'll bankrupt you. It's your only way out to keep a job, Abbotsford News. You could see that. It's obvious. And you could see now we'll distance ourselves from everybody. Henry won't take a picture with, oh, the police. Nobody. When Pierre Polly had learned that Ed Fast was involved with Henry's attempted murder and didn't stand up, and witnesses witnessed it, and Mike Sir cleaned it to finish Henry's election to load Ross for millions of dollars. And then learned that Mike DeYoung was also involved in it because Abbotsford residents were sent to him by the police, RCMP. They blocked. You could see that is why Mike was kicked out of the party. And then they tried to scandal Soot Mangel. And Henry had the four leaders that couldn't come for our farmers. Look at the 4 leaders. George Perry, who put a bag on his head, went to Mike's house at Bell Road, and they hid the coronavirus to endorse Dave Sadu. Darren Braun was put in front of his dad. Whenever his dad gained, he gained. And Eric Nivel once called Henry out on the golf course. Your son's making it your partners. When Henry stood off the council, Darren Brown showed me what he was doing backstage. He said, if Rob Isaac blocks me, anything he does, I go to my dad. So I had first experience, hand. Rob Isaac said, no, we're not going to do it like this. Really? He went and said, Dad. Rob Isaac said, no. Henry went in, Rob, I'll tell you, Rob, I'll tell you, Rob, you get down, Rob. And Rob went crawling. Rob was scared. An elite establishment could probably set him up and jail him. Poor Rob, yes, Daddy. When people got deadly sick on the Mackenzie bond, deadly sick, no officials were coming out because Henry ordered stand down. An elite establishment. Adolf Hitler rose to power with the SS, the Abbotsford Police, deadly sick. No bylaw, nobody. Everybody knew that them officials now, when our homes went down the mountain, Henry ordered all investigators, Darren Brown showed me, and everybody, engineers, not to go on that mountain. It's going to scandal me, bring Ed in, Mike in, and I lobbied the job from Riverside to there to next to my, oh, Daddy was panicking. Daddy had money. That was his problem. His money's going to send him to jail. When Darren Brown showed me of Josh Gallardi, Orion Construction on Riverside, and moving the bus and how they were jacking Mo. Today I'm on Valley Road. I want you to look out there. Look at that, nice land. That ain't grass. In fact, our train runs through here. What keeps it up is the clay and water. And this is years of experience of learning from great men. Henry used a person that was on his campaign in getting the South Asian votes. Jazzy, right, Jazzy? You know who we're talking about. To get this land, and then they were going to dry it all out, haul all the dirt instead of going over there by the native Indians to dump it. They were going to haul it here and build warehouses, tilt-ups, and split the profit. Just the same as he was doing with Sage, Ron Funkaddiverse. Oh, Ronnie runs the signs of the mayor right on there in council. Ronnie's got big pockets. Look at Ronnie. Ronnie gives to my police foundation. You look away, you don't charge. This is bigger than fentanyl. Fentanyl's a very small criminal act compared to this shit garbage that was going on. Oh, Ronnie could stand to lose $4 million in a heartbeat. Ronnie could go to jail. Then Henry used city officials, let me show you what he did, on the homeless to throw them out and haul rocks on your dollars for Ron Funk. Then he did this. No developer, and we saw this in Stanley Park, can you cut a sacred tree? It's protected, and people go to jail. The Tree of Hope, which was scandaled under the former mayor, Bruce, was well protected. Henry got city people under his command, Rob Isaac, the Scab Magna, and the other scabs, go cut the Tree of Hope down and get it out of there because it stands in the way of Ron Funkaddiverse. If we used the city would justify it, knowing it's a filthy act. We'll never get charged. Look at the uniform, just like Olenoff. Dropped the video on lawsuit, or I'll bury you. I'll never get charged. Look at the uniform. Everybody's going to get a uniform. When I'm mayor, you want a uniform? You can come down. I'll be selling them and giving them out. Uniform. Oh, look at the uniform. I got a uniform, this position. To go on Gladys Avenue and cut the tree for the developer. So the developer, which is Henry's friends, when they were going to drain this, which is the ecosystem that brings the water, the floods, the sponge, the frogs, the fish. Magna was called, and they didn't infract the excavators. Creek enforcement in Abbotsford was called, and Darren Braun said, see, I told you. My dad told him to stand down. He's digging in every day. Go look, Mr. Pelican. Big boy bragging. The RCMP said, we want to see the city officials that are under Henry's thumb abusing that position and not enforcing the laws that are out there for everybody, environmental and everything. Like Ross Siemens, his gas station over in Mission. Right, Ross? Dump it all. Oh, Dad said I sniffed it. Then I came here with all the developers, and the RCMP emission said, pick up the phone, call the Fisheries of Ocean. And oh Lord and behold, let me tell you, the excavator got stuck in the mud, tracks fell off, legs and hands were up in the air, people were in trucks and they were gone. It looked like, wow, the bunker buster bomb. Wow, was Trump getting a bomb here? Everybody flew, oh, cars, no stopping for lights, and they were out of here. I was in the city of Abbotsford. And city officials were like, did you hear what happened on Valley Road? Did you hear what happened to Fisheries? Did you hear? Oh, that legal site we were running. This is what it was about. This is what your life was, to go in the grave, for a re-establishment to hold power and for their luxuries of Abbotsford, under the Abbotsford police. To threaten you through an election so they could load to keep the official community plan chief. Block you and have your task force in front of you that intimidations of this shithole company would scare you. Investigations, people that are supposed to know better, looking away. And oh, now here comes the chief. I need to hear him. Ladies and gentlemen, the chief of Abbotsford has got a statement to make. We got an investigation team going into an investigation team with 5 investigators. Please let me just hold on to the job. I need this job. I need this job. I need it. My pension, my family. Threats on residents. Threats on residents. Oh, the chief's calling the RCMP out of Langley and everybody come in and work. Abbotsford police went into organized crime for this. All this life. From the Mackenzie Bog that people got deadly sick. From the houses that went down the mountain. You saw Sage, his property, which Vicky Hopes knew. She knew Ron Funk. They knew the changing the zoning. You saw the Carroll Ranch coming soon with no approvals from the community. Ron Funk got the Carroll Ranch we're building in the morning. The chief of Abbotsford says go. This is what they were doing. If you get in the way, me and my little SS are coming to threaten you. And you could see it. No infractions, no nothing. Trained by the best, I was. Peter Wall of Wall Financial. On to Mike Dakota, Intertech, Cressy, and Mondial. I know how much the environmental, city officials, and everything you got to abide by. This shit was run by Mr. Billionaire, Henry Braun. The engine, the mastermind, and the ringleader, with his family and his son. When Henry got in that car, left the city of Abbotsford, the Alexis car, tried to end my life. Right there and then, she was over. The Abbotsford Mike Sir covered it under his uniform, then held it down so Ross could be loaded. Vicky Hopes knew what she was doing. Ken knew what he was doing. Mark Workentine, the city councillor, fled to England. Didn't even run here in a candidate. Sandy Blue at the sports center. And her Abbotsford First said I grabbed her on the whipper-whopper. So let me tell you, Colin Watts, chief of Abbotsford, what you should do. Your new team you got, you went and climbed. Oh, we got a rape victim team now. Oh, you can't, look at us. We're building a bigger team under the bigger team. The Abbotsford police must be gone. There is no if, buts, or maybe. They're now known as the SS. There is no if, buts, or maybe. Uniform does not protect filthy, dirty, disgusting mans and threats on residents. It's up to the courts and to the justice system to deal punishment and not these childish loser brats. You give me a car with a blue light and a gun and a badge and look at me. And oh, gangs. They should have took Sandy Blue to the hospital and took pictures of my big construction hand grabbing her on the whipper-whopper and then charged me. They couldn't. Barty Sendu at the sports center, and other people stood up and said, Abbotsford First and Sandy Blue, who's on the police board with Irwin Braun. Hold Irwin, are you working hard for Henry? He needs the jobs. Lied, she said. And what did Mike Sear do? Oh, I can't charge, I'm fleeing. Mike, the captain of Abbotsford Police, and my investigators. Threatening wrecking people's lives. I told the Mission RCMP, I told Bill Vanderzam, and I told Abbotsford residents, and I told the leader, Pierre Poilievre, and I told Kevin Falcon, Abbotsford will stand on its own, and it's going to shit-kick every person that covers, helps, and covers this up for these rotten, filthy jobs. This man was in organized, elite, high criminal racketeering gangs on residents. Threats, unbelievable threats. Them shithole, spoiled bunks in them black cars with their little earphones and up their butt, threatening residents, is going to come to an end, and it's going to be ended, and that is why I took to the world stage. Now, on my low closing argument, I just want to say this, ladies and gentlemen. Today, you don't see Abbotsford police at my job site. You don't see them at my house. You don't see them anywhere. But I'm going to guarantee you, to them boys that work there, you're going to be gone. All of you. Going to be gone. Gone. You want a job? I suggest you see Ron Funk of Diverse. He's looking for real estate agents. He can't sell his units. He can't get them done. He's a year behind schedule. I'm live. Valley Road, Abbotsford, British Columbia.